Hey friends, welcome back to the shop for another episode. Hey, if you've been following us and the channel for a while, you know that we are always working on some type of vehicle, one of the projects, or installing and reviewing something. And some of the bigger episodes that we've actually done have actually been focused around electrical. Either it's the rewiring of Project Herald, or it is the Big 3, Big 4 upgrade on the 4Runner, or it could be as simple as installing the dash cams in one of our cars. The big part with all of that is the tools that we use for it. And in this episode, I've got an exciting one in this box right here that's actually going to help out with some of the projects that we have ahead, and probably even some that we don't even have planned right now. Now, if you do electrical work, you know that sometimes it really helps with having the right tool in order to be able to make sure, one, it's done right, and two, it's actually time saving. It's efficient. I myself have tried to cut corners with the wrong tools because, one, I was too damn lazy and didn't want to order online, or I didn't want to go into town and buy the right one, and I just tried to wing it with what I had. But I have learned over time that certainly better to just go ahead and cry once, spend the money on the tool, instead of crying later because you having to spend more money and more time to redo the job. And when it comes to tools, I don't know who gets more excited about them. Is it Dana? Is it me? I don't know, but I can tell you when it comes to electrical, Dana's like, no bueno. She is gone. She has no interest in it working in it at all. Me, on the other hand, I love working and installing the stuff. Troubleshooting when there's a problem, that's a different story. I don't think anybody likes that. But IWISS reached out to us wanting to partner with our channel and actually help with some of these wiring projects by providing some of their tools from their iCrimp line. And I am freaking excited about these that they actually provided to us, because it's going to be a big upgrade from what we're using and from what I would potentially have to buy for some of the electrical work, especially on the full rewire kits. All right, so let's jump over to the workbench. Let me show you first what I've been using and how much different and better this is going to be. So the iCrimp line of tools by IWISS are both dedicated towards plumbers as well as electricians. They have a wide variety of different tools that were very likely to be able to meet any particular project or job that you have to get accomplished. I'll include the link to their website in the description box, and if you use the code WRENCHERS5, then you will actually get 5% off your cost for each of those tools. Now, when it comes to 4-gauge and 1 and 0.8-gauge wires that I've been using for all of my vehicles, this is what I've been using to actually crimp on all of my copper ring terminals. It's now busted, as you can probably see. The spring is out the top, but it's incredibly manual, like really manual, where you would end up just putting the ring terminal in with the wire, holding on to it, and then smashing it with the hammer in order to be able to crimp it down. And you got to do that 2-3 times, especially for the larger gauge wire. Very manual. So let's take a look at what we're going to be replacing it with. All right. This is one that we're actually going to be mounting to one of our support beams here in the shop. It'll keep it out of the way until we actually need it, and it will give us all the leverage we need for crimping the wires. This is not light. This is definitely a solid piece, and the hinge on here has got some spring. The tension is very tight. It has a sharp wire cutting there, as well as 8-gauge all the way down to 1-gauge. In addition to that, if the crimping is over crimping your wires, which I don't think I'm going to have a problem with considering these are copper lugs. But just in case, you do have this dial here with the instructions on how to be able to loosen up that a little bit to adjust it or tighten it. And they provide a wrench in order for you to be able to make that adjustment. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this mounted, and then we're going to actually test it out on both a 4 gauge as well as the 1/0 gauge. All right, we're going to start with our 4 gauge wire. Line it up with the 4 gauge crimp. Put it on there where it needs to go. Damn, that's solid. So I had to move over to the bench so you can actually see this better than where it was. This is a solid crimp and a solid crimp all the way around. That's gorgeous. That is a heck of a lot better than with my old tool. All right, so let's try the 1/0 gauge now. All right, we got our 1/0 gauge wire. This is pure OFC. Let's get it on there good. It's almost impossible to be able to get every single strand into these. Okay, let's go ahead and line it up with the top. Oh my goodness. You ever get that excited over a tool that makes your job easier? And I mean, I have been doing the old school beat it with a hammer technique with tool for many years now. All right, let's jump back to the bench and I'll show you the crimping on this one. Once again, this is gorgeous. It is solid, and I could not pull that lug off. All right, well, that's it for this short episode. Small on content, but huge on actual difference that this is going to make over what I've been using for probably 20 plus years now. Just makes me shake my head on why I didn't look for something like this a lot sooner. But nevertheless, this is going to get a lot of use in the shop, especially for Project Clara up next. And be sure to check out their website for any of your electrical needs, and be sure to use the code Wrenchers5 to get 5% discount off of those tools. So until next episode, definitely stay tuned. The next one is going to be even bigger, in my opinion, simply because of the variety that it covers and all the tools that I get to get rid of. And you could probably end up saving a lot of money on this one. So make sure you stay tuned. So until next episode, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Bye.